Hello and welcome to the Addicts Anonymous podcast. I'm your host, Jamar. Today is episode 130, and we're interviewing Angie F. How are you doing this morning, Angie?
I'm doing great.
I'm glad to hear that. So you excited to do this?
Yes.
All right, that's good to hear. So let's dive in and get started here. Tell me about growing up and how your childhood was.
Hi, my name is Angie, and I'm an addict, alcoholic. I've been drenched in a crack cocaine addiction since I was 16 years old, and I'm 39 now. I started drinking when I was about 12. Just majority of the drinking at that young age was just to fit in, be cool, and have more friends. As I grew more and more into my drug addiction, it was hard. I used it as a coping skill to numb things that I didn't want to deal with.
Well, real quick,
I got so,
going back a little bit to when
huh?
you were younger, going back to before you were doing drugs. What was it like growing up? I know you said you started at a very young age, but before that, when you were very young, how was your life overall?
My life was good. I lived with my mom and my stepdad, and I was back and forth from my aunt and my uncle. Um, I guess I had a lot of peer pressure growing up.
Why were you going
My
back and
life
forth
went
between why were you going back and forth between your uncles and your aunts?
because just living arrangements where I was placed as a child, and my auntie and my uncle raised me, and then I would just go back to my mom whenever. But yeah, I had a solid foundation with my auntie and my uncle, and it was a struggle at times. A lot of things happened in and around my home with my mom and my stepdad. So
What kind of things were happening?
a lot of alcohol, a lot of partying growing up, watching them party. Don't get me wrong, they were both amazing parents. It just, I don't know, behind the scenes, it wasn't a good scene. So I was a good student majority of the time, I guess. I was raised in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and
Oh wow, you're
things
in
with
Manitoba?
things with yeah, I'm in Manitoba.
Okay, we actually had an in-person meeting in Manitoba with a group that was going through a rehab, and I actually did a Zoom meeting with a whole group of people. It was in Manitoba actually.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was a few weeks ago. It's pretty cool.
Do you mind me asking where?
I don't know the exact name of the place, but I could find out for you and message you later. The lady April is really cool.
Okay.
She works at a rehab facility, and she just set up a
Oh,
day
I know
where.
where you're talking about. That's where I'm from.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
I just finished doing job shadowing with her there.
awesome. So yeah, she set up a classroom with like I don't know, it was like 6 or 7 people, and then I was talking through the computer, and I did like a little lesson for everybody. Small world, huh?
Awesome. That's
Yeah.
good. Yes. But my lifestyle personally went south. I hit rock bottom when my auntie passed away. I think I was 12. I can't remember exactly. I just know I was a kid. She majority kept the family together. We used to have family gatherings, family dinners, family everything. But just like she held the family in place, and everybody just went their own ways as soon as she passed away. It was a sudden tragedy for me. I took it really hard considering she was my go-to person when I was small. Um, and then my cousin, her daughter, ended up raising me because I was in and out of group homes. After that, like I ended up being a ward of CFS, and uh, yeah, so my cousin ended up watching me, and then I guess majority my younger years, it was peer pressure that turned me to, I don't know, it didn't turn me to who I am today, but I guess I wanted to hang out. I wanted to have all those friends, and I didn't want to be a loner in class or in school. So I would go on my lunch breaks, and when I think I was in high school, we would go to my friend's house and we would steal her dad's filing cabinet where all his alcohol was, get drunk, smoke weed, and go back to school. And we do it like every day. It was like an everyday thing for us. Then
Nobody at school ever caught
um
on?
our teachers knew, but just because I guess I was in a special ed classroom because I had a learning disability, I guess that's what we're still trying to figure out. So they put me in this class where I don't know, it was like a free for all class kind of thing. You just work at your own pace and that. So um I think he did mention it. I can't remember because I never really got in much shit or anything about it from my cousin. Like she never interacted with me if I did get in trouble or if they did mention it, but um the teacher usually just let us sleep it off if we were like too out of it, or he would send us home, or we just go wherever we would be going. But yeah, I ended up getting pregnant at 16. I had my first kid 2000, and I tried really hard to get sober for him. I went to my first treatment center and went to BHF, and it was hard. I didn't finish the program. Um, CFS had a change of heart, and they told me that my son wasn't coming there. So I took off from the program and I went to the nearest crack shack that I could remember. So it was like a routine for me. Like I'd go to treatment or I'd go to jail and go to this one treatment because it's like a get out of free jail card kind of thing for me. And I would try to get sober, but majority of the time it wasn't happening. So I was just back and forth from jail to treatment to drug houses
What
to
year
the
did you,
routine.
how old were you when you started using crack?
16.
So you were 16, that's really young.
I was 16 and I was already selling at shooting galleries to junkies and everything just
What's
to
a
provide
shooting?
for
I'm assuming it's what it sounds like, but what's a shooting gallery?
it's for coke. It's for IV users that go there
What is it, like a house
and
or
they go
something that
to,
people just go to?
yeah, it was a house that like I was pregnant and I was selling to provide for myself. That was like my street sense, like my street smarts of how I knew how to make money at a young age was by selling drugs. So like yeah, so I was selling coke at a flap house, and it went on majority all my life. I was selling hustling drugs just to provide like my food, like my sleeping, where I would stay, to make sure I had a roof over my head. And it went on for many, many years. I finally got sober at the age of 32 when I had my fifth child. Um, when my life changed around that time, it went from worse to better before it went back to the worst. I relapsed during the pandemic. Um, I
Well,
lost
let's
my
let's go back
child.
a little bit. Let's go as you grow up. So you get pregnant when you're around 16, you said, and that you're selling
Yeah.
drugs and stuff. So who was the father?
Um, my cousin's partner's cousin.
Your cousin's
It was
partner.
somebody we knew. Yeah, it was somebody close to our family. So like I knew who he was. I knew who the dad was. So and yeah, but he was at the time he was into drugs himself, and curiosity got me. That's why I started.
How did you
I
guys
never
meet?
at my cousin's house, because
Okay.
my cousin dated his cousin and still dates his cousin. So like I still talk to my son's dad, but I don't tell much people about it because I don't know. It's just too much to deal with.
Why do you
But
say that?
well, first of all, he was 9 years older than me,
Okay.
or 9 or 7. There was a big age gap, anyways, between us, and I was still a kid. But I don't know. We went out for a few years, and then I don't know. We just ended up breaking up.
Did your aunt or anybody ask who the father was?
Yeah, my cousins knew.
Okay.
Yeah.
It must have been scary being pregnant that young.
It was scary, but at the same time, I enjoyed it because I thought that would have been it. Like I would have had my life. Like I had a partner. I was pregnant. We had a home to live in, and he was part-time working. So I figured at that young age, okay, I have everything, but I lost everything as fast as I had it all.
How did that happen? How did you lose everything so fast?
His drug addiction got involved,
How so?
and I didn't know he was a crackhead at the time. Um, Curiosity got my end. Like he used to go do beanies and whatnot, and I used to be curious to why, why I'd have to argue for Pampers or milk or whatnot, and it was hectic. So I pushed redial one day and phoned the crack dealer, and I told them that I said I was supposed to be picking up pieces for them, but more or less those pieces were for me. And yeah, so when I first had my first hoot of crack cocaine, it didn't really do much for me. It just, like, I was like, what a waste of money kind of thing. It was majority when I was really drunk, where I would want to go back and smoke crack. Like, I was able to maintain my home and my newborn child for a little bit. And then I think it didn't hit me as much the first time because I didn't have much funds, but I got my son's child tax, and it was a instant like, oh, I'm gonna call this dealer again.
Your son's child, would you say hack?
Well, when I first had my son, like he was a newborn child. He was just a baby. So like I think he was just a couple months old. And I got his back pay back from child tax, and
What's child hacks? I don't know
I
what that
think
is.
family allowance.
Oh, family allowance? What's that, from the government?
Yeah.
Okay, keep in
Like
mind, I'm in America. I'm in America. We don't have nice stuff like that. You guys have
oh
the nice universal health care up there. We're all jealous of.
oh but yeah, I ended up like I did good with her money, and then I don't know what happened. I guess I ended up drinking, and I called that dealer again, and then I was slowly selling everything that I bought. Like it's sad to think about it now. Like it was just a waste, and it sucked. I was in and out of jail. I ended up started well before I went to jail. Like I started working the streets to provide for my drug addiction, as well as selling dope on the side.
What age
So
were
I
you?
was soliciting myself.
At what age?
16.
Wow, it's very,
16.
very young.
Yeah, 16, 17. I guess at first it wasn't for the drugs. It was honestly just to provide, like to have money for eating, like go to eat when I was hungry or buying a couple drinks or something, but it escalated into I need money to get high. Like, where am I going to get my next fit? Um, the person who introduced me to the street scene, we are still friends today. Um, but she asked me if I wanted to make some easy money, fast and easy money. And at that time, it was a lot safe in Winnipeg. It was like, it's not as crazy as it is today. So I
What do you mean?
agreed.
What's your
And
definition of safe? Because I don't think anywhere in the streets are safe.
well, like you were able to like go for walks without getting worried about you're gonna get punched out or anything. Like I was constantly walking the streets all hours of the night. Like you do that today, you're gonna get jumped or you're gonna get bear maced or you're gonna get shot.
Bear
Like
mace.
you can't
That's some heavy duty
yeah,
shit.
that is like it's to the point where grandmothers with their grandchildren are getting robbed, like with their grandkids right there. Like people do not care this today. So I'm really happy I don't raise my child there in the city, or like we're in a small community where it's somewhat safe. Like I have no issues out here. But um yeah, I was in and out of jail constantly for soliciting my for breaches, a lot of disobeying court orders, and so it was like a revolving door for me. Um, like I would get out, I'd go to the nearest crack shack. Couple weeks later, couple days later, boom, I'm back in jail for the same charge because you have to abstain from drugs and alcohol, but I couldn't do it. Um, it my honestly my life changed when I had my I have 5 babies, but it changed when I had my fifth one, my youngest. Um, I never had the supports I've had in my life today. They never turned me away when I phoned them April 23rd, 2021 to tell them I lost my child to CFS and that she was in the care of CFS again. Um, they they helped me, they pushed me, they they stuck by me every step of the way, just like as if nothing even happened. Like they
What age
supported
was the
me. They
baby when
didn't.
they took? What age was the baby when they took it?
Well, she first got apprehended from the hospital 2 days after she was born,
Okay.
and then she got apprehended last year, April 22nd of 2021. So she was just 6.
Who?
Um,
How did they know to come get her after she was born? Did someone call on you?
I had a red flag on me
What's a red flag?
because it's something they do it in the hospitals. Because I'm a no drug addict, and because of my last children I've had, I either went under the influence or majority. I was always in the hospital when I had my babies. I hate to say it, but I was always under the influence of drugs or alcohol. So CFS just put a red flag on me, and it just stayed in the file in the hospital. And I got my daughter back. Let's see, they took her July 27th, 2015 for me, and I got her back June. I got her back a month before she turned 1, 2016. Um, I went to AA meetings. I did a programming. I went to treatment. I went to St. Rose for my treatment program. I detoxed myself somewhat. I kind of lied to them. I told them I was clean for a majority time, but I was honestly only clean just for over the weekend. They phoned me Friday. They said they had a bed for me Monday morning, and can I get there? And I told them, yep, I can get there. But I only detoxed myself for 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, and Monday morning came. My best friend and her partner, they kept me with them. I stayed in a hotel room with them for March, and then I went to treatment in May. But like we were staying in from hotel room to hotel room. Um, and because I was pregnant with Bella. Well, it's my daughter's name. I was pregnant with her, and they just figured it was better because like I was still fighting people and everything, and I was still drinking lots and
You mean fist fighting
smoking.
and stuff?
Yeah, while I was pregnant, it was crazy. Yeah,
I
it
can see
was
the look
like
on your face. Just the look on your face says you knew it was crazy because you're smiling. You're like just thinking like, oh my God, I can't believe I even did it.
like to
You
think
got the
of the
look of
things
guilt
I've
on your face,
done.
girl.
Yeah, it's like to just think of my past of everything I've done, everything I've been through. I'm so grateful to be here today and to be sober.
And
Like I
also to
could
have
have
your
been
children. I
dead.
mean, that's important that your children made it through too.
Exactly. Like
One wrong
I
punch
still
and that
have
would
to
have been
make
it.
my yes, I have to still make my amends to them. Um I made a lot of amends to a lot of people. But I didn't do my kids yet. They're older and they have a lot of resentment against me. We're slowly building a relationship again today. I'm just hoping that things continue to go the way they are. They see me now today that I'm trying. Like it's hard. Don't get me wrong. Like there's days where I just want to reach for that bottle and have a zip. Like if I'm too stressed out, but I just try to occupy my time with other things to do. Um,
What do you do to occupy your time? Do you have anything specific you do?
I work. I finally got a legit job where I get a legit paycheck that I work my heart like extra hard to do and to accomplish out here. Like my life went for the better this round than any other time I've gotten sober. This is my third time trying to get sober from alcohol, and it's my second time getting clean off of the drugs. Um, and the first times like I've had the support, I did my programming, but that was it. It was like programming, constantly programming every day. And I like when I was living in Winnipeg, there was a lot of opportunities. I could have went and got a job. I could have worked on my license. I could have found a better home for me and my daughter, but I didn't. I didn't want to do none of that. I just constantly wanted to just go to school, do my programs, go to AAs, and to me, I figured that was enough. That was enough work for me to do to maintain my sobriety. But I, when I got introduced to AA, they were telling me about the 12 steps, and
How old were you when you were
I only did.
introduced to AA?
I was 32.
Also, it was way long after your using days.
Yeah. So I walked into an AA meeting with my sponsor. Well, she's no longer my sponsor today, but she's my best friend. When I was pregnant with my daughter, and majority, I was just going there for the barbecue because it was a birthday night. So pregnant, hungry, lots of food, and but no, I ended up sticking it out. I went there. My daughter's been involved with me with AA meetings since since I was pregnant with her. Um, I love my home group. Um, my home group's actually Weston Group in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I was with them. They seen me go up here and then they seen me fall back down, but they never pushed me away or never judged me or never doubted me. Um, when I last relapsed onto the drugs, it was hard for me to tell them that, but they kind of put it together because my daughter always comes to meetings with me, and she wasn't there. And so I told them what happened, and they motivated me. I told them, like, I was doing AA meetings. I found an AA meeting. I ended up moving from Winnipeg after my relapse, after that last relapse I had last year, and I had to get out of Winnipeg. So I moved to Selkirk, Manitoba, with a good friend. She was actually my daughter's first foster placement from when she was a baby. So we gained a solid relationship even till this day. And she opened up her home for me and my daughter. CFS said my daughter couldn't move there just yet because I was living there and I was still on a chance of a relapse again. So I had to show them that I really wanted my daughter home and wanted her back with me. So I detoxed myself in Selkirk, Manitoba at my friend's home for a month. I went there.
That's
Um,
dangerous.
the,
That's dangerous to do
yeah,
alcohol detox on your own. Did you go through any withdrawal
but
symptoms?
that's the thing. I've never had withdrawals. Like I've had the like all I did for the first 3 days was sleep and eat. Like I never had no mood swings. I didn't have the bad sweats. Like so I had it pretty easy. Like considering the drugs I've done and the alcohol I drank, I never like when I was drinking before I got sober, I used to have the shakes because I didn't have that alcohol.
Yeah.
But I never had those shakes when it was time for me to sober up. So I'm so grateful I had an easy slope, more or less, when it was time to detox. Um, my friend, she just told me, there's the beds, go to sleep. There's the fridge, you're hungry. But she kept checking up on me. Um, so I think it was too a lot of prayers. I had like she's a Christian lady. She was always praying for me. She told me she wished I was more open with her about my relapse and she would have prevented it from happening. Like she would have tried her hardest. But I lost my dad a day before my birthday last year.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so it hit me and my siblings hard.
You guys were close?
Not so much close, but he raised me. Majority like my stepdad raised me majority all my life until like he was always there for me. So he's done things to me, but
What do you mean?
I
Did
forgave him for it. Like
what did he do to
for
you?
all the pain, just the pain he's caused me and decisions he's made my mom do hurt me.
What kind of
Like
things?
like my mom had to choose me or my sister over him because we weren't his. So I have 6 siblings and we all love each other. We all get along. We're all there for each other. But he had three babies. Travis. He had 3 kids with my mom. So those were his
Including you?
kids. No,
So 4
I was
total.
his stepdaughter. Yeah,
Okay.
so there's 5. There's I have one, Travis, 2 brothers and 3 sisters, and that's so 6 including me. But it was a lot of wrong decisions on his behalf that making my mom choose. Like I don't know. It was just very frustrating. Um all the abuse, all the neglect they would he would do. That's another reason why I was with my auntie and my uncle majority of my life as a young child. Um, but I forgave him on his deathbed when he died. I forgave him at his funeral, and it made my sobriety a lot easier because I don't hold that resentment about him anymore. Um, I love him with all my heart. I lost my real dad as well, but I was full blown crack addict and an alcoholic. When I found out, I could have caused alcohol poisoning because I drank a 60-pounder by myself, and it was in the middle of the winter. Um, I could have ended up I could have froze to death, like, because by time it took me almost 2 hours just to walk 3 blocks. Like, the roads were slippery and everything, and like I could recall that night, like that time, bits and pieces of it until I got to that spot where I was trying to get to. Um, but by the time I got there, anyways, I was in a tank top and capris pants, from a winter jacket to sweats and a toque and everything. So like I don't know what I was doing along the way, but like I didn't have my bottle anymore or anything. But by the time I got there, I was really I was really I really felt the alcohol, and I ended up trying to fight with people in that house, like just because I was frustrated and everything, and like they're only trying to help me, but I didn't see it as that way. Sorry, my daughter just woke up.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I blamed myself for a lot of things when I was drunk. Um, I lost my cousin 2014. He
Sorry to hear
got
that.
yeah,
And how did
and
that affect you? Were you guys close?
it yeah, it was him and his sister, like my auntie and my uncle, that was their child. So he was like my brother. He was my brother, my cousin, and my godfather all in one with me.
Okay.
Um, so it affected me hard. Um, and then like I was mostly drinking and using to numb all this pain that I was running from. Until I finally got sober this last round. Um, I went to Union Gospel Mission in Winnipeg, Manitoba. June 4th was my start date. And I didn't really want to be in that program because it was Christian based, but I thought again, you know what? I'm here for myself, but I'm here also to get my daughter back. So I wasn't there to make friends. I wasn't there to disclose as much as detail I wanted to when it was time to do that counseling session. I was just going to do what I had to do to stay there so I can get my daughter back. I ended up interacting with a lot of amazing women there, a lot of amazing staff, and I had an awesome counselor. And she told me it's like an onion. You need to peel the layers and find the reason why I kept relapsing, why I kept drinking and using. And I found the source. Well, I thought I did, but I don't know. It's hard to say, but I've dealt with that. I dealt with my mom issues, like, and I love my mom today. We have a better relationship. She's a great grandmother to my child, to all her grandkids. She's an awesome grandma to them all. But yeah, working at that with that onion and peeling those layers, it helped me today with coping, grieving, and when I'm stressed. Um, but I still have those moments where just one won't hurt. But can I honestly just have one? No.
Oh
No
yeah.
alcoholic can just have one. But
Uh,
like I just tell myself like I'm not gonna drink today. I can't say I'm not ever gonna drink because I made that mistake in the past where I just full blown said, I'm not gonna drink ever in my life. And I drank and drank and drank and I went back to drinking. Like, this is the longest I've ever been sober this round from alcohol. So I got sober April 23rd, 2021. So it was it 16 or 15 months. I usually make it to 1 year and I relapse.
Why do you
So
think
like
that
it's
is?
still at the I don't know. I do not know. So I'm just really how I'm grateful that I'm sober today.
Was there anything going on in your life around the time you relapsed that might have pushed you towards that? Any type of stress or family issues or anything like that? What led you to relapse
Um,
basically? What led to it?
I think it was boredom.
Okay, that's a big one. That's people don't realize that. I remember when I was getting sober, I was just like, what the hell am I going to do without drinking and using drugs? I'm going to be bored out of my mind.
Yeah, like I was going to school, I was taking my daughter to daycare. I lived by myself. I had no partner. I finally met an amazing guy 2020. Um that's who I'm with now still. And like now I have a job. I'm working to get my license. That's your dad's money. Um but yeah, like he's a very supportive role model for me. I met him out here at my sister's house and he stuck by me. He stuck by me through my relapse. Like most people could have just said, fuck that bitch, do her thing now. But no, he stuck by me as hard as it was for both of us. Um, he was there. We lost 2 children. I had 2 miscarriages.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Um, yeah, so we're still trying. Um, but it's a struggle. Like my first miscarriage, I didn't know like I was pregnant. And by the time I found out, it was when I stopped. Like we stopped drinking cold turkey, and I was occasionally smoking the pipe at the time. But I stopped as soon as I
Tobacco
found out I
pipe,
was pregnant.
tobacco
No,
pipe,
no, the crack pipe,
the crack pipe,
the drug pipe. Yeah.
crack pipe. Oh boy.
So I stopped as soon as I found out. And then we found out on his birthday that I lost a baby. Um, I we had lost our next baby. Like I would have actually had our second baby today. This was my due date. It actually just popped up on his phone this morning when I seen because his calendar reminder was going off. So yeah, so we lost our second child last year. During my recovery and the treatment programs and being distanced from each other, um, I had to do this miscarriage by myself, just because he was home with his kids and there was no way of him getting to where I was because of the COVID and everything. And a lot of places were shut down, like the roads were shut down. So he was there for me through messenger and telephone calls. Um, but yeah, I ended up spotting one day, and I called my cousin right away and I told her, I said it's happening again. And my daughter was in school. So I personally thought I was doing everything right. Like I was sober. I wasn't on my feet as much. The only time I would go somewhere was to pick up my daughter from and take her to school. Um, I ate. I smoked cigarettes, but I had a lot of stress. I was crying constantly, stressed, lonely, frustrated. Don't put me because I just wanted to go home. I wanted to be back here with my partner. But I couldn't do, it wasn't happening yet because CFS. And we finally came home last year, December. We came back for Christmas holidays, and I just told my worker and I said, I'm not going nowhere. I'm staying here. If you guys have an issue, you guys can come deal with it. And I told him, I said, I want my file transferred, and we ended up staying here. Then I slowly started meeting amazing support people who pushed me, and April's one of them, her and her husband. I'm so grateful I have them in our lives. They're a very great supportive team for me and my partner.
Such a small
I
world.
finished.
Such a small
Yes,
world
I
that you
finished.
know her.
Yes, we're actually with her yesterday I was for a quick little bit. She's amazing. Oh my God, I
Yeah.
love her so much.
Yeah, I interviewed her husband for the podcast.
Oh baby, here's Messy. But yeah, like I did her 21-day treatment program in March when like I wanted to do that program when I was still in treatment in Winnipeg. Like I was telling her, like, when does the program start? Blah blah blah. Like even before I went into treatment, I was already talking to her. I didn't fully know her at that point, but just the connection we had later on, it just stuck and everything. But yeah, I did their program. Her program was amazing. This Then her third program, I did job shadowing there. So I got to see behind the scenes and how hard it is to get a treatment program together. It was a great experience. I was honored to be able to sit there with my fellow community members and let them trust me enough to sit there and listen to their issues and why they're where they're at today in life. It's almost your birthday, yes. Go count on the calendar. Sorry, she's asking how many more days till her birthday.
Oh, that's sweet.
But yeah, so I ended up getting sober. Today's the 9th, yeah. No, today's the 10th. Okay, we'll mark the days. Go look in my room. I got sober April 23rd, 2015 by myself. My daughter got apprehended April 22nd. No, April 21st or 22nd. I can't remember exactly what's one of those days. I ended up, I was kind of under the influence. Like I was doing a check-in with her because she was at a babysitter's. And I asked my babysitter how they were doing, how she was, if she wanted to go to McDonald's, or if you want to come pick up some money, take her to McDonald's, or take her to the park and get her some ice cream or something. But then they couldn't go because she got picked up. They had picked her up. I asked my sitter who, and the response was CFS. Me being in the state of mind I was in, I said, fuck this. I went to the LC. I went and picked up a bottle. I got more drunk. I went to back to the crack shack, and I got some pieces. I smoked. I told them what happened, and they didn't know what to do. I understand why, because like, what are we supposed to do? Like, this lady just lost her daughter because she's here. I had one solid friend. I had one good friend there. And I ended up borrowing a bag of crack, like a bunch of pieces off of them. And I left. I left about 10:30 that night. And I was going to go hustle those pieces because now I need to know, like, what am I going to do? Like, I just lost my child. I'm drunk, and I got a bunch of dope. So I was gonna go try to find people to buy these pieces off me so I can get money in my pocket. Um, that didn't happen. I ended up going to my friends and I went and smoked my pieces with her and drank my bottle. And then I passed out. Well, I didn't mean to pass out. I just wanted to lay down. I wanted to lay down because I was really intoxicated. My head was spinning. So I made a bed on her floor and I woke up and I got rolled. They took my pieces, they took my pipe, they took the rest of my alcohol. They
What
left
does
me
that
a
mean?
cigarette.
Rolled? What did you get, robbed?
Yeah,
Oh, so rolled
I
means
got robbed
robbed.
in my sleep.
That
Yeah.
sucks.
So it did at the time. It sucked. Um, but I found my friend's phone. So I picked up her phone and I phoned my friend and I told him, I said, "Kay, can you come get me? I'm at this address. I'll be downstairs in 10 minutes. How long will it take you?" He goes, "I'll be there in like 5 minutes." I said, "I want to get my daughter back." That was a Friday, April 23rd, 2021. And he was there, I don't even know, freaking before he even got down the stairs. He was already at that corner waiting in his car. So I jumped in. He took me to the social worker's office. I signed some papers. They asked me if I relapsed. Because I was like freaking, you could still smell the alcohol on me. And I said, yeah, I relapsed. You guys told my friend you guys were going to be 100% supportive and you were going to help me get my daughter back. You guys were supposed to put us in an emergency shelter. Um, but they lied about everything. They got me to sign that paper, but I stuck it out. I could have said fuck this, and I could have got my friend to drop me right back off at that crack shack, but he didn't. I said it. I ended up sleeping in his car for a few hours, and then my sister, she keeps my other kid. So her and my two daughters ended up coming from the reserve to Winnipeg to try to get Bella out of care, and DFS just straight out said no. So we ended up going. My daughter messaged me and she asked me if I was hungry, and I said, yeah, I'm hungry. She asked me what I wanted to eat. So I told her, let's just go to McDonald's. And then we met at McDonald's. So they seen me, we had a discussion. And then we ended up leaving, and I made arrangements for my friend from Selkirk to come and get me in Winnipeg. She had to come the next day due to she was working. So she came, and so I slept from my friend's car to his chair in his living room to back to his car, from his car to my friend's car to Selkirk, Manitoba, to her bed for a week. Or it felt like a week, but I think it was only 3 or 4 days. But after 3 or 4 days, I was like up, and then I was like up and eating, and I was like somewhat back to normal. May 4th, 2021, I found my first AA meeting out in Selkirk. It was a struggle to get there because I had to walk by Elsie's, like, because that was my first time. Like, I've been out to Selkirk, but not on foot. So, like, I was going through my GPS map from my phone, and it was navigating me how to get to this meeting. I never realized that every AA meeting I've been to, there was always a bar beside it. I don't know why. I've asked them, why do you guys have bars beside your AA meetings? But it's like, do you have enough strength to get past that bar? And I did. I phoned my partner one day and I said, I can't go to this meeting anymore. And he asked me why. I said, because I want to drink every time I go there, because there's bars all the way there. Like, they have this freaking big ass poster boards with big cans of beer, and they look good, huh? But he told me to do a different route, take a different route, go down a different street. It doesn't have to be a long ass different route, but like go one block before you make that one turn so I don't get that lost. And it worked. I followed the directions and took a different path where I didn't have to pass those LCs or liquor, the vendors and then whatnot. Um, I I had a big temptation to drink one time out in Selkirk. Um, but I went for a bike ride. I distracted myself and made myself so frustrated at that bike ride. But at the end of the bike ride, I made it. And my friend had to come pick me up because I couldn't ride my bike no more. Like I
Mhm.
drove in a big circle on the outskirts of Selkirk from one bridge to another bridge, and then I couldn't make it up this one road because the wind was coming towards me. So like I better stop riding my bike or I'm gonna keel over more or less. But it helped. Like I got home, I talked to my partner. He's like, "Do you still feel like drinking?" And I was like, "No, I'm tired. I want to go to bed." So that's what happened. I ended up relaxing and I just went to bed. Um, so I was just learning how to cope with things. It was really good. Like today my life is amazing. Um, I'm sober today. I have my daughter home. I have an amazing relationship with my other kids. I have an awesome relationship with my stepkids. Um, I could say no. I know how to cope with grieving. I'm a really positive role model towards others. Huh? That's my money. Okay, go over there till I'm done. Go over there. And I have an amazing relationship with my older sister. She's been there for me since day one. Um, she is the reason why my kids are who they are today. With amazing, with amazing. They're just amazing. I love them. I love the life my sister gave them. Um, I going for my beginners next month. My second appointment. I never thought ever that I was going to be able to even try to get my license. But just my wallet, just leave it. And go Bella. No, I'm busy doing something, Kay. No, you're not gonna put that in my wallet because you're gonna take everything out. Um, yeah, I never really thought I was gonna be able to work on my license or even get a job for that matter, just because of the life I had. But I work with kids today. I'm going to be working full time at the school. I did amazing out of my job training. Going to be getting a vehicle soon. I'm just waiting to pass this beginners. It sucks under circumstances I have to do the interlock program, but at least I can still drive.
Oh, I had to do
Um,
that for 6 months. It's really
yeah,
annoying.
I have to do it for a year, but I'm really grateful. Like because that's costly, but
Yeah.
I'm hoping that my friend will still let me take his truck for a bit while I finish it, and then I can save up for a vehicle for my own. Um, but in order for me to do that interlock program, I have to have my own vehicle. So I'm not in this state of mind right now. Well, I am in a state of mind, but financially, I'm not to go get a vehicle. I can't just go pull up at a dealership and say I want that and
Yeah.
sign the forms. Like, it's not that easy. But I'm hoping that he'll part with his vehicle for me. Like I still been practicing my online quizzes and I'm doing really good. I just got to remember not to change the answer as soon as it's there because that could be the right answer because that's what I did and that's why I failed. But yeah, I just love where I'm at today. I run a sobriety support women's healing group for women in Winnipeg through Zoom on once a week. Um and yeah, I go to work tomorrow. I'm really happy for the life I have and where it's led me. Um I guess I've just finished my step 12 today because uh yeah, April told me it's I guess I could share my experience, my strength and hope. And this is my first time completed all my steps. The furthest I've ever made it was to step 3. But yeah, I'm just really grateful to where I'm at today, and I couldn't ask for a better life. Amazing partner, um, amazing family, amazing supports. Yeah, I couldn't ask for anything else.
That's great. That's really great. So the 12 steps have really helped you.
They have helped me lots. I was in Destiny House in my sober living place last year. Before I got my daughter back, and we're there for 3 months. So it was mandatory that we had to go to these AA meetings. So more or less, I did 90 meetings, 90 days before I went into the other treatment center, because we weren't even allowed out, and they didn't do AA meetings, and they did things a lot different than how things are done today, like how things are done in other treatment centers, I guess. Look on the bed. But yeah, doing the steps helped me lots. They made me better understand AA and myself. But yeah, I don't know what else to say.
No, you told a great story. I really appreciate you doing this today. So
Thank you.
my last question for you that I ask everybody is, do you have any advice for people watching and listening?
Stick it out. It's gonna be tough. It's a struggle. It's one day at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 second at a time, even. Like, I go day by day now. Like I said before, I can't say I'm never gonna drink again. I just know for today, I'm not drinking. Today I'm sober. Right now I'm sober. Just stick it out and peel that onion. You got to get to the core of things to find out why things are happening. And you got this.
I like that. You got this.
Look on
We
the
have bracelets we give away for free. And on one side says, you can do this.
Awesome. I never heard that one, but I like it.
Yeah, you can do this. I just say, when everyone, if you're having a tough time, pull out your sobriety chip or your bracelet that we give away and just see you can do this. But yeah, your story's
Yes.
great. I really appreciate you again doing this today. So did you have
Thank
anything
you.
else you want to add?
No, I'm good.
You're good to go? All right, so let's
Yes.
wrap it up here. So for everybody watching and listening, if you like what you heard and saw, go below and give us a like. Also subscribe to see when we upload new videos. You can also check us out on Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We're on a bunch of other platforms as far as listening to us, as far as Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcast, Anchor, and many more you can check out on our website. The website is www.addicts-anonymous.com. There you'll find plenty of resources, as well as a lot of our Zoom meeting schedules and things like that. So I hope you like what you heard and saw today, and until next time.